you have to step back a little bit and understand that. If you look at '08, market crisis, margin call everywhere, gold dropping, despite the safe haven quality of gold. And at the same time, Bitcoin today is a very young asset, and a young asset needs stability to grow. And so the reaction are a bit, I would say, both ways, as you mentioned. But if you zoom out, you see that the good stuff are arriving. Like Bitcoin since Liberation Day has been outperforming Nasdaq by 12.5%. There was the biggest week of inflow in the Bitcoin ETF last week with $2.7 billion in the complex, which was the biggest week since January. So,
Jean-Marie, let me jump in, because you said there something that was fascinating to me. You said a young asset needs stability to grow. Mm-hmm. But I understand that actually a lot of the advocates of Bitcoin, they don't want stability. They want a one-way track. They want this thing to go up. They want 150,000, 250,000. A lot of the people who buy Bitcoin, they're doing it because they think it's going up, not because it's going to be stable.
No. When I'm mentioning stability, I'm talking about price stability. I mean, like, the overall context is changing every day and at the mercy of a tweet or the mercy of a very quick news. So they need a bit more clarity. At that point, gold has been playing this very stable place where people are investing in gold, and you can see the inflow in gold. And the same thing happening in Bitcoin with a bit of a delay. So there is a bit of a, I would say, delay in the engine warming up.
Yeah, no doubt about it in terms of volatility. The money's been flooding out and trickling back in. But what jumped out to me were some figures that CoinShares actually produced about the cost of mining. Mining costs $137,000 in the final quarter. That is much higher than where the Bitcoin price has been trading. What is that disparity, even if the price settles down a little bit on those mining expenses? What does it mean in terms of the cost of producing a Bitcoin versus the market price? What's the link here?
I think the most recent price average is $82,000. So there's been some adjustment with mining adjustment and mining difficulty adjustment. So at the moment, we're in a good position for mining. Miners are under a lot of pressure themselves from the tariff. The tariff are like punishing the miners, and you can see it in the mining valuation and the mining stock price. So, the mining industry is under pressure, but it's
But this is different to gold, right? So gold, you invest in the infrastructure, you have it for the long term. With Bitcoin, because of the type of asset we're talking about here, depreciates very, very quickly. You need to replace some of that architecture. So there is a link here, the correlation between
there is a link. There is a link, but like at the same time, the machine can be replaced and repurposed for all the kind of inference model in AI and all the stuff. So it's not like you just have them just for this cycle. It's like, yes, it's for a special cycle in the crypto industry, and then they can be moved to other facilities. So it's kind of, I would say, management of your production inventory.